Oh, where is it?
And welcome to another exciting episode of the KLIQ Nation's Comic Book Chronicles. I'm your host, Tim D-O-double-G. And tonight I'm joined by Mr. Agent himself, Agent underscore 70 on Twitter.
What's up?
And we're also joined by Roddy Cat.
Bro.
That's at Roddy Cat on Twitter. And tonight, Dirt is not going to be joining us. He's under the weather. So we're carrying on in his stead.
Feel better soon,
Peace
man.
to Dirt. Shout out to Dirt.
But yeah. Oh, so before I forget and get into the show, there will not be an episode of Comic Book Chronicles next week because I am otherwise busy. But since I'm slow uploading these to iTunes and Stitcher, maybe by the time next week rolls around, this episode will finally be up for you to listen to. But you can always go to the website, thekliqnation.com, and watch the video portion of the podcast. And of course, you can watch and listen to previous episodes of Comic Book Chronicles, previous comic book reviews, and much more. Make sure to follow the Twitter account at thekliqnation, along with my personal Twitter account at timdogg98. We're on Facebook. Make sure to like us, facebook.com/thekliqnation. Add us to your circles on Google+. Just search for The KLIQ Nation in Google+. And also make sure to join the community, The KLIQ Nation Community. YouTube.com/TheKLIQ We're on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Just search for The KLIQ Nation. And last but not least, if you ever have any emails you want to have read on a future show, send that on over to thekliqnation@gmail.com. Oh, and quick shout outs to comicrelated.com. They house our podcast also on their comic book community network of podcasts, so make sure to check them out on their website, comicrelated.com.
And if you've got tweets that you want us to see either during the show or after the show or in between shows, hashtag Comic Book Chronicles, and we will see it.
Yes, and also if you ever want to tune into the show live, or live every Thursday night except for next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and just go on over to thekliqnation.com and you'll see the post pop up there a couple minutes before 9 hits, because I wait till the last minute to post it. So last week was New York Comic Con, the big grand event, and of course, we thought we were going to have our own Agent 70 there, but tickets were scarce this year, and he was not able to make it.
So sad, so
That's
sad.
all
It still
ridicule
burns.
him.
Ah! It's so sad. It burns. It still stings to today. I actually was thinking about it today, trying to catch up on some of the news during lunch, and I was just so annoyed that I wasn't there this year. So I'm going to redouble my efforts, and next year is going to be kind of probably going to make up for it and spend a little bit too much money.
So did anyone keep up with all the news going on last weekend from the con through various social media accounts or websites? Or was that just me?
Probably just you. Although I have to shout out one of our previous guests, Mast, tweeted me seeing if I would come, if I was going to be available during New York Comic Con, and I had to tell him that I wasn't going to be available, but to have a good time. So these are, if you guys recall, these are, Mast and Joffo were a pair of French Turbo Comic or
Infinite.
Infinite, exactly, digital comic creators who were from France, and they were and Mast was making his very first trip to New York City. So I hope he had a good time. I'm gonna have to tweet him and find out. Maybe he's still recovering.
Yeah, I need to check out him too. I saw when he had tweeted you to see if you were going.
Yep.
But I do have to add that I did have a Twitter user who went. Let me make sure I find his Twitter name so I get it right to give him shout outs. He's got a confusing. It's not too confusing. Dominus. I don't know if that's an L after it. 37. PR
Okay.
Juggalo. PR Juggalo is his name on Twitter under his bio. But he went to the con and he sent me some pictures that I need to post up on the website that he took.
Excellent. Glad someone's
Nice.
picking up my slack.
So shout out to you, my friend. Thanks for hooking us up.
That's right. Thank you.
So let's get to talking about some of the news because it's a lot, and
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about all of it.
Yeah, let's
But
hit the big points.
Even some of the stuff I jotted down, we're not going to talk about.
Ah,
Because, let's see. Fred Van Lente, or Lent, not sure how you pronounce the last name.
Atlanta, I think.
Lente. He's going to take over Conan the Barbarian from Brian Wood.
okay.
G.I. Joe and Transformers are going to cross over in an ongoing series from IDW.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be kind of interesting.
It's not the first time they've done it.
Nope.
But were the previous ones ongoing series?
No, they were
No.
minis.
Yeah, so this is ongoing. At least that's what the announcement said.
Wow.
Let's see. Then we had the first Marvel panel, which was the Amazing X-Men and Friends, I think it was called. And so we had the announcements of the all-new X-Men and Guardians of the Galaxy crossover called Trial of Jean Grey. So after Battle of the Atom, the original X-Men are still here in the present. Spoiler.
They're still in the present.
But once the universe finds out that Jean Grey, the former welder of the Phoenix Force, is alive and on Earth, they take exception with that. And then the Guardians are trying to protect Jean. So that's that story.
All right.
Peter David will be on another X Factor book, all new X Factor. And so far, the only team members we know are Polaris, who's the leader, Gambit, and Quicksilver.
No kidding. That's an interesting group.
Yep, and it's going to be like they plant seeds of it in the last couple issues of X Factor, where some corporation broke or got, I think, Polaris out of jail and offered her a job. It's basically like what if Google went into the business of mutants?
Okay.
I think that's how it was, sort of its description of it.
It's interesting.
Let's see, X-23 is joining the cast of all new X-Men, and
Really?
she's the one that's kissing Scott on that cover that they blacked out who the woman was.
Ooh.
Yep.
I wonder how he's gonna feel that he's, when he finds out he's kissing a Wolverine clone.
And let's see what else. Oh, the two X-Force books are going to cross over
Mm-hmm.
in a crossover called Vendetta. That's Uncanny X-Force and Cable and X-Force are the name of the books. And
Right.
Ghost Rider is joining the cast of Thunderbolts. And
That's weird.
This Ghost Rider is Johnny Blaze, which is important to remember for later on.
Yeah.
That's not too. I wouldn't say that's not too far of a stretch because I can see Ghost Rider fitting in with that type of hit squad.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I've actually been enjoying the book since Charles Soule took over as the writer.
Yeah, not so much the art though.
I like that art.
You do?
Yeah, everyone's hating on it. I like it's cartoonish.
It's quirky.
Yeah, it's quirky. I like it. I like it.
That's good.
And let's
Pretty
see. Then
smart.
there was the Avengers panel where they announced yet another Avengers book.
No, wait, there's another couple?
Oh.
Well, yeah, there's a couple with Avengers in the title, but
Wait, yeah.
this is another. This one falls under the Hickman umbrella.
Yeah.
So
Is that Avengers World?
Yeah, Avengers World.
Oh.
And it's actually Nick Spencer is going to be the writer on it, and Hickman is sort of the overseer.
Like plotting the book, maybe?
Yeah, helping to plot it. But
Jeez, Marvel, why are you just going to milk more money out of us, man? Jeez.
Yeah.
God forbid they make more money, right?
but Stefano Caselli is going to be the artist on it.
That'll be good then. Well,
Yep.
I wonder which part of this huge Avengers roster they're going to spotlight in Avengers World.
It's the same roster as in his main Avengers book.
Really?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have enough room in his main Avengers book to tell the stories. My goodness, Hickman is crazy, yo.
Well, the way they explain it, this is more Spencer's book.
Okay.
so is it going to be like is it going to be like say 11 when they just had that side mission to Hong Kong or wherever? Be more stuff like that.
Supposedly, with what happens in Infinity, and more of a spotlight being on the Earth, the Avengers claim, this is an Avengers world, we're its protectors, and they start to go out globally to, I guess, sort of demonstrate that. And it's going to tie in with some of the stuff with AIM that Nick Spencer's been doing. AIM,
Okay.
I think I saw a solicit, actually, the January solicits, which we'll talk about later, came out for Marvel today.
Right.
And then, actually, the Avengers World, I think number 2 solicit, there's a talk about an AIM empire. So I guess they'll be the first villain they face. But basically, Spencer's going to be playing off the same story threads that Hickman's been sort of have bubbling in his book.
Okay.
Yep.
Just like I said, just milking us for more money. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Loki, Agent of Asgard.
What's that?
Loki, Agent of Asgard.
Who's writing that?
Ooh, did I write it down? Oh, Al Ewing is.
Okay.
But
More kid Loki.
and actually,
That's a good thing.
no, it's an adult. It's an adult Loki.
Yeah.
What?
And that's what I was saying. A website had an article up discussing him, and I wish I had clicked on it now because they were trying to speculate what was going on. Because supposedly it has, things aren't as they seem with Kid Loki and Young Avengers. So, but supposedly like the All Mother is sending Loki off on missions, and supposedly like Thor's dead, or that
What?
they think they're making it seem like Thor's dead in the beginning of it. I don't know.
Yeah, from the way I took it, sounds like what the stuff that's going on in Young Avengers is pretty much going to maybe lead into him becoming an adult again. And
okay.
whatever happens from there, I guess, I don't know. Clearly, he's probably not going to be with them anymore, but that's what it sounded like when it was something I read earlier. But
Interesting.
which kind of makes sense considering if some of his machinations are coming together. In the
Yeah, I
book.
guess they wanted to eventually restore adult Loki to the Marvel Universe, since there is a Thor movie coming out in November. So eventually they'd have to put an adult Loki running around in the Marvel U, right?
Yeah, and he sort of looks like who's the actor?
Oh, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
kind of looks like him on the cover.
Well, Tom Hiddleston was a ringer. He's
yeah.
a dead ringer for Loki. Even when, they put that helmet on. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not the first time the Young Avengers has been used for,
Spin-off potential.
yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. There's some interesting stuff you're telling me now.
Oh, I still got a lot to go.
Let's go.
Black Widow, ongoing.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
from Phil Noto and Georgia's own Nathan Edmondson. Making Georgia's own, I should say.
Nice.
Town.
Nice.
Need to try to get him on the show.
So there's definitely going to be some military stuff in there because Edmondson is the writer behind the activity.
And we'll bring his name up again later. Let's see, Avengers Undercover,
What?
which is taking the place of Avengers Arena.
Oh.
The surviving Avengers Arena cast are infiltrating the Masters of Evil.
No kidding.
And they already at least told us five. Well, we know 6 people that survive Avengers Arena because X-23 is going to be in all new X-Men. And then they gave it's 5. They called it the quintet of people that survived Avengers Arena. Let's see if I remember their names: Cullen, Cammy, I think
Nico?
Hazmat.
Does Nico not make it?
They didn't mention Nico.
Uh-oh.
I only named 3.
Uh-oh.
Who else is in that book?
I don't know. You got
Anyway.
me. I was about to say my memory's shot tonight.
But yeah, they'll be infiltrating the Masters of Evil, and then it goes on to like, do they find themselves more at home with the villains? Dun dun dun. There you go. Let's see. They talk about Avengers AI. Their now issue. They're going to be jumping the team 10,000 years into the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, and also Uncanny Avengers are going to guest star in a couple upcoming arc.
They gotta boost the sales on AI, I guess. Get
Let's
those
see.
guest stars in.
It was a quiet. Actually, yeah, it was kind of quiet for DC. They did announce that Stephanie Brown is coming back.
Okay, how do we react to that? What do we want? We want to clap?
Yeah, I
She's
mean,
coming back as spoiler.
yeah, she's a fan favorite amongst a bunch of people, so I'm sure.
All right, let's
the
clap.
crowd.
Clap your hands up.
I joked that 2014 would be the return of spoiler / Stephanie Brown, and 2015 would be the return of Wally West.
Pretty much.
2015. You think they're gonna wait till 2015? Wow.
Why not? They waited this long.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd make folks wait longer just to
Just to tease them.
Yeah. But she'll be appearing in the Gotham Eternal weekly book that we did talk about last week, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Superboy will die and be replaced with John Lane Kent, who is Clark and Lois's son from an alternate future.
What?
I remember reading that that's who Superboy is cloned after, actually. So the original Superboy is gonna take over the book.
They're really running out of ways to freshen up New 52, aren't they? You know.
I didn't care about Superboy anyway, so
I don't think too many people did.
Yeah.
whatever with him. And also, Supergirl is going to be moving to another corner of the DC universe, away from the Superman family. And supposedly,
What do you mean, like away from Metropolis?
well, they said that you know how at DC they have like all the different families, like the Bat family of books, the Justice League family of books, the Superman family of books, Green Lantern family, etc., etc. So supposedly she's going to be moving to another corner. And supposedly it's going to be
What corner is that? The cancellation corner?
We'll get to those also. But supposedly it's going to be tied to Charles Soule.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what. I'd have to think what book.
I don't know how the hell Charles Soule turns this stuff
Right
out.
now-
I'm exhausted.
Right now he's on. See, the only thing I can think of, unless he's just going to be adding another book. Oh yeah, he does Swamp Thing, doesn't he? Or is
Yeah.
that? Oh, maybe it's that. I was thinking of Red Lanterns. Maybe she gets filled with rage. There was some other DC news I was gonna bring up.
Really? That's all the DC news?
They didn't announce any new books or anything.
That's crazy. DC. Yo,
Supposedly-
eclectic. DC stays losing.
Supposedly they didn't have a big booth either.
No, they announced that before the show that DC was not going to have a traditional booth, or at least as big a booth.
I was listening to a podcast this morning actually, and they were sort of going over each day's events, and they were on like Thursday, which was like the preview day,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like they couldn't find DC's booth, and it was like because it was like way in the corner by itself.
DC stays losing.
Since we're
Was
talking
the
about
Kevin
DC,
Smith stuff, was that the Eternal book or is that something different? He
Gotham
was
Eternal.
supposed to be writing, yeah, a
That's
Batman.
that weekly book with
Okay,
Snyder and Tinian and
okay.
whoever else, Lemire, I think, and Tim Seeley. And speaking of DC, I'll go ahead and talk about the last bit of DC news, and then we'll jump back to Marvel.
Yay.
James Tinian the fourth is leaving Talon after issue 14.
Oh.
No ongoing writer hasn't been announced yet, but Margaret Bennett is writing issue 15,
Okay.
which is like a standalone story.
Good for her.
And Vibe and Katana are both canceled.
Oh.
Last issues are in December because they did not show up in the January solicits.
Hmm.
And so did in a couple of other books, but we may talk about them later.
For DC?
No, for Marvel.
Yes, because it's funny. I'll go ahead and talk about it.
Well, we'll go through the. Are we going to use the Newsarama article? What did we learn? Or
We can do it for Marvel because I already have that one up. The DC one, I don't think there was too much in it really. It's
all right, that's fine.
still more of evil stuff. But yeah, usually I read solicits and I don't really pay much attention to stuff. I'm like, oh, I just read the description of each book and then I look at the cover like, oh, that looks cool. But like for some reason today, I was reading them and I got to the end and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't see a book that I collect on here.
Right.
I ain't saying that's all I said online because the writer
What happened?
the writer follows me, so I didn't want to say nothing. And he was
Okay.
streaming at the time. But we'll get to that in a minute. So that's DC. Not much. So back to Marvel stuff. Okay, so let's see. More announced titles for Marvel. All new Marvel now.
No.
We have Ghost Rider with a teenage Hispanic Ghost Rider.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Is that what? Oh.
And he doesn't just drive fast motorcycles, he likes fast cars. So he'll be
Oh, it's Fast and Furious Ghost
yeah,
Rider.
that's basically what I called it, the Fast and Furious Ghost Rider. Gotta get the NOS.
Exactly. It's a Nas. Where's the Nas?
Where's the NOS?
That's funny.
I forget the guy's name, but it's like 2R, like RR are his initials. So
What guy?
Wait, not Robbie Rodriguez.
no, but it might be like Ramirez, might be his
Oh.
last name, something like that.
Okay.
It was a Hispanic sounding name.
And that's the new Ghost Rider? Wow.
So yeah, so you have Johnny Blaze and Thunderbolts, and then you have this kid. Winters is like their way of like trying to like this is the mystical side of Marvel's Nova.
Right. And also expand the Marvel database of
Ghost Riders.
no, not even Ghost Riders, but of
Kid.
characters of color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind that. Actually, I don't
Yeah.
mind any of it. I just have to see how it and I forget who's the writer on this. I didn't jot that down. Hold on, because I still have the teasers up.
You know, that's kind of interesting. I'm just thinking the Power Man is younger. They brought out Alpha. Got this dude.
Yeah, where's Alpha in the book? He should be in a book that's. I'm gonna
They're
get to
probably
later.
trying to figure out how to make him more palatable to the audience
Yeah.
because
Well,
he's just
supposedly
annoying.
supposedly that mini series that they did was supposed to help with that. I don't know. I
Right.
didn't read it. So
We reviewed it, and it was okay, but I don't think it really helped to make the character more easier to take.
yeah.
So this was the Overdrive teaser with Felipe Smith and Trad Moore. So Trad Moore did one of the Luther Strode books from DC or Image. Or he
Okay.
illustrated it at least. So that should be at least the tone of, and he's done some stuff, some Deadpool books because I saw some images of that. It looks nice. Kind of remind me of that, kind of like the artist from Thunderbolts that you said you don't like.
Right. It's okay. I mean, it's something that if I was really into the book, I'd buy it regardless. But because I'm just reviewing it, I don't know if I'd plop down money to buy it.
Right. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay, so Iron Patriot. Get
Really?
another run.
Boo!
Really?
Rhodey.
Oh
Let me
man.
rephrase that.
Say what?
Let me rephrase that. I like Rhodey. I like War Machine. I never liked Iron Patriot.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I never
Also,
liked the Iron Patriot.
Yeah. So I don't like. I'm gonna
Do we
check it
really
out,
not
but
want to call him War Machine?
yeah, like apparently not. They're
Bunch of hippies.
yeah.
this is from Alex Celeste, or I don't know if it's Alex or Les Cott, who is now who he will be the new Secret Avengers writer,
Okay.
which is getting relaunched with the new #1 for some strange reason.
They probably just don't want to continue any of the old threads, and they may want to reboot the team.
So just bring the new creative team on and keep it going.
You know how it is. #1 issue sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Silver Surfer, Dan Slott and Mike Allred. That's the rad teaser.
Happy to see the Surfer back in the Marvel League proper.
Yep.
Yep. He's gonna have a girlfriend to fly around space with.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yeah, a human girl named Dawn something.
Okay.
So look out for that. And IGN had posted a post announcing that Fantastic Four is coming to an end, and then they're going to relaunch it with a new #1 by James Robinson and Leonard Kirk.
Hmm.
But then they took the post down, and I haven't seen anyone else post any news about it since.
The only thing I saw was the cancellation.
Yeah, Marvel hasn't released anything, any news, so people are wondering maybe IGN announced it prematurely.
Probably.
But James Robinson did say that he had some more Marvel work
Interesting.
that would be coming after his, All New Inhuman, no, I mean
Right.
All
Invaders.
New Invaders book.
Yeah. They probably don't want to step all over the finale to Fantastic Four. That's why.
Yeah. There's gonna be a Marvel Infinite book for Deadpool called Deadpool the Gauntlet,
Okay.
and then some more teasers announced. Captain Marvel being relaunched with a new #1.
Good for her.
She's going cosmic. Which will be exploring space.
That's sort of where she belongs.
Yeah, I was like, that kind of makes sense.
Especially if they're going to give her like more binary level type powers. I know that they're playing with the idea of her power levels. So someone who's packing that much heat, really should be on a scale. Should be, in a theater on a battlefield that's more apt, more appropriate.
And it's funny because this afternoon Marvel released thought the teasers were done, but they released one today that said Ms.
Nice.
MS.
I'm happy that the character is getting a real push like this.
So
And it's a green mist too.
Yeah, I was the font was green.
Hmm.
So people were wondering, is someone that's gonna take over the Ms. Marvel title?
Oh, maybe.
That was the first guess, of course. But like you said, the green wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we had Captain Marvel. That's from Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez.
Yay.
Elektra, getting an ongoing series from Zeb Wells and Mike Del Mundo, which I'm actually looking forward to.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I like Mike Del Mundo's art on the last 2 issues of Superior Spider-Man Team Up.
Does it seem like Marvel's got so many books in the pipeline now?
Yeah, they do actually.
It seems like we've been talking about how many books that they're about to not relaunch, but actually start.
And half of them are Avengers.
Yeah.
Avengers in the name.
Yeah. And I think Tim, me and you were kind of glossing over that over Twitter, I think earlier, talking about how we were talking about the Kang stuff we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And how there's a whole lot of books and stuff coming out of not Infinity, but the time being messed around, and I guess other stuff we'll get to later.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
they're milking this Joker for as much as it's worth.
I mean, I could see next summer's big crossover event being the conclusion of this time stuff.
You mean like a crisis?
Oh no!
I'm gonna go on record and say Marvel's not gonna reboot their universe.
No, no, but
They don't do that. Not that that's a bad thing, but
no, it's just that every other book is changing, ultimately changing the universe.
yeah. Oh, and okay, so I said Nathan Edmondson name will be coming back up. So he's doing Punisher with his activity partner Mitch Gerard.
Nice.
Punisher's moving to California.
Wow, interesting.
Take down. He's going after a specific villain or gangster person.
Interesting.
And I saved this for last because this is the news that I was the most excited for. New Warriors from Chris
Really?
Yost and Marcus Toad. Come on, man, how do you not know?
No, I didn't. That was the one. That was the one thing I didn't see.
I did
man.
see that. I did
That was
see
actually
that.
that was the last book they announced. They saved it for last.
What is
So
that? It's like the Young Nova. It's Justice. It's
Speedball, Scarlet Spider,
Speedball. Scarlet Spider was the surprise.
Hummingbird, who
Who the hell is that?
that chick in Scarlet Spider,
Okay.
Araceli, or however you say her name.
Oh, okay.
That's her code name, which I had totally forgot too. So.
I did not know that.
And so basically they're gonna be sort of like how the original New Warriors were and represent all different corners of the Marvel universe. They're gonna have humans, they have a Atlantean, a mutant, a clone. They're gonna have an Inhuman,
That's cool.
and they're taking on the high evolutionary.
Oh, wow. That's kind of out of their league, I think. But okay.
Well, hey, it's not Nuke again, so
That's true.
It's not who?
Nuke.
That's the guy Cap's fighting, right?
Is it? I mean, I guess so, but
No, I know
heard
what you're talking about. The guy that blew up Stanford.
right.
Connecticut.
Oh,
So
that
was
started Civil War.
Wolverine killed him, didn't he? He cut his arms off, I know,
something like
or
that.
his hands off. Let's see. I did save the link for the DC solicits. Do we want to go through that?
No, let's go through the Marvel ones on the
Okay.
Newsarama article because I
But,
have it queued up.
Okay, before you do that, there was some Ant-Man casting rumors.
Ooh.
Supposedly Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Paul Rudd are in the running.
And JLG's was like, no, that's not. He dismissed that one.
Not happening.
He was like, yeah, he would have told him.
I'd have preferred neither, actually. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be fine. And I'll preface this by saying I'm very bad at the casting game because I don't think like that. Who would be good for this role? I don't know.
I mean, look, would you have been able to cast Tom Hiddleston yourself? No.
No.
So we
I
just
can't
have
cast
to
any of these things, so I just wait to see how their performance is. I'm a patient man.
Yeah, we have to be.
So let's go through these Marvel solicits because I want to know. See if they bring up the same stuff I brought up in my mind.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
All right, number 10, Rags Morales, an all-new publisher. So apparently Rags Morales is jumping DC ship, and he's jumping on as part of the lineup for the all-new Marvel Now, .1, number 1. Say that 5 times fast. So Rags Morales is on board for this particular Marvel project, and I guess at some point he's going to be churning out more stuff.
What did he do at DC?
Rags Morales was doing a lot of stuff. He was doing, if I'm not mistaken, the Justice League book, or he had a pretty high-profile gig at DC, and he's had a high profile at DC for a while now.
I mean, I've recognized the name. I just can't think of any of his work.
Right. So but that's definitely a strong artist for that Marvel can use, and he's got a definite style that you can spot. You know, it's reminiscent of a little bit of Pacheco, a little bit of Jim Lee, a little bit of some of that style. But he's definitely got a nice refined style, and it should translate very well to Marvel characters. Number 9, Logan versus Sabretooth. So we have continuation. This is a continuation of the Origin 2 storyline. So we'll see how that pans out. I think we talked about this Origin 2 miniseries starting in the December solicits when we went over them. So that's this is sort of delving into more of what's going to happen in this Origin 2 limited series.
Yeah, this is one of those stories I ignored.
That's funny.
I need to actually read up on it though.
Number 8. You'll love this, Tim Dog. The strife of two X-Forces.
At first, I was wondering if the Strife that would be the villain in this crossover was future Hope, who we saw as Strife and Cable and X-Force, but nope, they said the original Strife.
Interesting. It's more Cable versus Bishop, though. I'm kind of tired of that. But it's X-Force versus X-Force, which is interesting.
Oh yeah. Only one X-Force team will be left standing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Cable and Uncanny X-Force number 1 in February. Anyone? I'd actually prefer that over both books, probably.
Yeah, it's just one too many X-Force books. You know that.
I like Cable and X-Force, though.
Okay. All right, number 7, Professor X back in school. What? So there's talk of numerous deaths in Marvel's January 2014 plans, but we've also got the promise of new life for one of Marvel's biggest fallen heroes in recent memory. So there's a demonic shade of Professor X that's been haunting the Legion in X-Men Legacy. So we'll see what happens with that and see if he comes back. Interesting stuff. Any thoughts?
No, because I haven't been paying attention to X-Men Legacy. Because I totally skipped the solicit. I don't
think we've ever reviewed an issue of X-Men Legacy on Comic Book Chronicles.
I read like the first 4 issues of it, and I just didn't care.
Yeah,
Tim, what
great?
Yeah, what episode? We're up to episode 42. 42 episodes of the Comic Book Chronicles, people, and I don't think I've ever talked about X-Men Legacy. I'm telling you, man.
Dork Geek has asked, didn't Apocalypse consume Strife the last time we saw him? Honestly, I don't know, because
I don't remember.
That happened in the Cable solo book once it restarted with them time hopping through the future. But I'm not sure. That's back before I actually started going back reading comics hardcore. So I'm just keeping up with stuff through like Wikipedia and
I do not remember.
News articles on websites.
That may have been during a time when I wasn't reading like one particular X book or another. All right, let's move on. Number 6, Marvel gives away Deadpool for free. Interesting.
I think that's a Trad Moore cover or image too. At least that's what when they were displaying Trad Moore's art for that Elektra series, they showed that image.
Okay, that's interesting. So in January, Deadpool the Gauntlet number 1 is going to be completely free according to Marvel Solicits. The digital first series, which was announced at this year's New York Comic Con, promises to unveil a Deadpool adventure in which he works for the Prince of Darkness himself, Dracula. Oh boy. So it's interesting.
Yeah, speaking of Deadpool, there is another one of those Deadpool books from Cullen Bunn is coming out. They announced that.
Wow.
I forget which one this one's called. Night of the Living Deadpools. So.
Interesting.
That series continues.
So just reading the last paragraph. Let's just read. Let me just read this so that everyone can digest it afterwards. Deadpool the Gauntlet is an Infinite comic. When this series was announced at New York Comic Con, it was referred to in interviews strictly for its digital release in January. But with Marvel not only soliciting a print version the same month, but offering it free, it marks a change of tactic for the publisher in delivering the comics made for the Infinite Comics platform to print readers. Interesting. A different way to get that stuff into the print reader hands.
Okay.
All right. Number 5. Revolutionary War becomes a group affair, and the cover of the solicits shows a whole bunch of Marvel UK characters from back in the day.
Drawn by Mark Brooks.
Interesting.
Yeah, this one had been hinted at for
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah, they
couple of
announced that a
months.
while ago.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
won't be
yeah.
reading it though.
It's just interesting to see what the cover looks like. Some of the characters in there were pretty interesting, but they went away really fast.
But I do commend Marvel for bringing the British heroes together in a story arc. Maybe if enough readers and fans like it and support it, they could get maybe an ongoing series from it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so all you Union Jack fans, get out there and support.
That's right. That's right. Get out there. Number 4. Deaths ahead for Avengers. So apparently somebody's going to die in Avengers number 25 and Cataclysm: The Ultimate's Last Stand. So we'll see how that works. See who dies. It is comic books after all. So let's keep that in mind, people.
It better not be Cannonball or Sunspot. That's all I gotta say.
It'll probably be Wonder Man.
That's what I think too. I agree with.
No,
I
Wonder Man.
agree.
Remember, Uncanny Avengers has a hero dying too.
Right.
All right.
Oh.
That's gotta be separate. Remember, that'll be different.
But that might be Sunfire though.
Oh, that sucks, man. Why they gotta get rid of the Asian guy?
I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't have any because I haven't even touched Uncanny, but that'll be later.
Mhm.
But that seems the logical one.
And
I
remember,
guess. I don't
Wonder
know.
Man isn't in the main Avengers book, so it can't
Right.
be him.
All right, he shows up in Avengers Assemble this week.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
only because Uncanny does. So.
That's right. All right, number 3. Alan, the original writer, Moore. What in the heck is this? So,
The artist formerly known as.
What?
right. So this is regarding Miracle Man.
Oh.
So, wow. That's crazy. So, I'm just trying to figure out what they mean by this.
He doesn't want his name on the books from something I saw. There was an article I saw earlier that said that. So I'm not sure why.
Oh, I see. He does this. Oh, okay. So he doesn't want his name in use in promotion of the work he did for them in the past.
Right.
Oh. Silly. All right, moving on. Uh-oh, this is regarding what we talked about earlier. Going, gone. Wolverine Max number 15 is the final issue of that series. Fantastic Four and FF also reached their conclusions in January, which was announced at New York Comic Con. So, X-Men Legacy 23 seems to be headed towards, which is solicited for January, seems to be headed towards a finale as well. Hawkeye.
Yeah, this is what I was alluding to earlier.
Oh, that's actually not the one I had.
Well, this and the next one, but yes.
The next one,
Right.
That's one I noticed.
But Hawkeye is apparently a skip month in January. So they're just skipping it so that they can try to get back on schedule. So no
Not the first
fear,
time.
Hawkeye fans. That's right.
Yeah,
Well, they
and
skipped-
we'll come into that later.
They skipped September.
All right. And finally, we're getting to what everyone seems to be kind of surprised about. So fans of Fearless Defenders, guess what?
Yeah.
December's number 12 is going to be the final issue.
And that's been confirmed, I see.
Yep.
I can't say this was unexpected.
I thought the story lost steam after like the 3rd or the 4th issue, like the series.
Yeah.
I will say it seems like it's taken a long time to get to whatever the end game is.
Right.
Assuming there was one.
Yeah. It's
Right.
and like what they're on issue. They're in the double digits, aren't
10,
they?
I think it's 10 or 11 now.
Yeah, they're in the double digits, and they're still recruiting members, or still adding members to the team.
Hmm.
But then you have to wonder how soon did Cullen Bunn know that the series is coming to an end, to start writing for a finale when you sort of consider all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Defenders books don't really fare all that well anyway, or have historically never fared well anyway.
Yeah, except for that initial run.
Well, yeah.
That initial run lasted quite a few years, but ever since the characters within the Defenders have become more mainstream. They're all Avengers now, really. Even
Pretty
Surfer
much.
is
Right.
pretty much like the only character that's not an Avenger right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. So ultimately, I think maybe the concept of the Defenders is something that they're constantly going to be reinventing. The
Yep.
non-team, which is what it used to be.
Right. They're gonna
So,
bring back the champions.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I want to go back to when we were talking about the Avengers dying and whatnot. In that solicit for number 25, they did mention that Hickman was taking a page out of the Bendis book and all new Avengers,
Really?
Oh yeah,
the original Avengers team from the past, being brought to the future.
time travel.
So could one of them be the ones to die? They didn't say exactly what time period.
Not cool.
They would screw a lot of stuff up. But that's more
Not
time travel,
cool.
more theories. Roddy Cat, more theories.
Oh man, don't worry, I'm gonna have them.
Okay, now we're up to number 1. Double the pleasure, double the fun, double the cost. So apparently, there's going to be a lot of double shipping books in January 2014. Guess what? Listen to this list of double shipping books.
Before you get into that, I will say that when the original Marvel Now launched, they did the same thing. A lot of books were double shipping.
And still are, I think.
Well, no, right now it's only all new.
Like a couple of the main books.
It's Avengers, all new X-Men,
and Superior.
And Superior, and all new X-Men might not even be anymore.
Right. So listen to this list.
Yeah, Cable and X-Force and a bunch of other books used to do it.
Well, yeah, maybe because they were ahead, so they wanted to get the books out quickly. Instead of dragging it on, instead of having these books in the can so that they could, stretch the series out for an extra month or two, they just threw it at people and hoped that they would be still willing to buy. So listen to this list, people. All new X-Men, Avengers World, Black Widow, Thunderbolts, all new X-Factor, Iron Man, Miracle Man, Superior Spider-Man, Thor God of Thunder, Uncanny X-Force, Cable and X-Force, and X-Men Legacy all have 2 issues in January. Get that wallet out. Spend your Christmas money. Start trying to write this stuff off for your taxes. That's what January's going to be like, people.
Yeah. And if you're like me and are in that limbo between dropping books and, getting to the point where you're about to drop books, now would be a good time to start making that list up.
That's right.
Something must come.
That's right. Amen to that. I'm like, oh, no, I got to add Avengers World to my list? Oh,
I know.
Man.
That and all new X-Factor.
Yeah. Out of this list, I see at least there's only 2, maybe 3. I kind of want to check out that Black Widow book, but...
Yeah, I mean, I already pulled Thor, God of Thunder.
Yeah, but I don't know half of this stuff I already read anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Spidey might be a drop, but we'll see.
How dare you?
Hey!
Spider-Man.
I kind of enjoy where it's going now because I love, it's too bad Dirt's not here, so I can poke fun at him because, I personally love seeing Ock suffer.
Yeah, the thing is, I like the book. It's been a good read. I'm slightly tired of Ock a little bit, but it's kind of to the point where I'm like, just
do it already. Get rid of him.
Too much stuff happens each issue.
Yeah.
Drama keeps building on top of each other.
Which is a good thing because that's the Slott thing. Because it's not like this is the first time he's built up and built up and built up. So it's just like, all right, Doc's an ass, and he seems to be going along with it. We'll just wait when either Peter comes back or something really breaks.
Hmm.
And I did review this week's issue on thekliqnation.com. And a lot of people have clicked that link.
No kidding. Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Like 200 yesterday. I've noticed people will click links for Superior Spider-Man and, to a lesser extent, all new X-Men. But Spider-Man, yeah, those Superior Spider-Man reviews, people go to read those.
All right. Excellent. Good work.
Doing more of them.
Good work. Good work. Hey, they're coming twice a month, man.
Yeah, you're gonna be busy.
That's right.
Yeah. Look, we can quickly go through our TV reviews.
I
This
didn't
gives me
watch
like
Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this week.
big
I need to
review.
catch up, so you guys can talk about it. I'll go on mute.
I I had it on in the background. I didn't pay too close attention to it, to be honest, but it kind of seemed like the weaker episode to me.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about it.
Well, I mean, so this the main thing you could pretty much take away with this one is that they kind of dipped into Coulson again at the end of it. But outside of that, it was pretty much a standard. I mean, I thought it was a good episode, but because you get to see more about Coulson's past in a way, and it sounds like this is what the series is going to do from time to time. It's like, yeah, we're going to just bring up little elements, kind of flesh out Coulson just a little bit more. And this episode kind of went into that a little bit with the plot. And then, of course, instead of saying Tahiti is magical, they dropped another little nugget about what may or may not be going on with him. So,
And supposedly,
Thanks for not spoiling it, guys. Because I will be watching it this weekend when my schedule clears up a little.
yeah.
Okay, so that's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then we had episode 2 of Arrow, which I enjoyed. I like that they're adding humor to our hero team of Ollie and Diggle and Felicity. There was a lot of banter back and forth between the characters, and it was a lot more wittier than season 1. It sort of shows that they are becoming more comfortable working together. And then we had, who was the female villain? Did anyone else watch that?
No.
Bronze Tiger was one of the villains, but he was working with some white-haired Kelly who played her.
It wasn't like Lady Shiva, was it?
No, it's not Lady Shiva.
It's not Cheshire.
No. She has like 2 names too. Like Bronze Tiger has 2 names. I don't know. Maybe someone watching will tweet it at us like Dirk Geekus just did. But he says, going back to S.H.I.E.L.D., he says, seems like Coulson is a LMD and I might drop the series. I expect more.
No, just keep watching it.
I expected more. It's like they are cautious.
I'm going to go ahead and say at the beginning of it, I thought that was the case too. And the Tahiti stuff could be a red herring, but I'm thinking no.
So
because if it was the LMD, and the reason why I mentioned it up, because this episode, there's parts of this episode would have made me think that if it was an LMD, that would have told itself. And it still could be, because what I'm thinking may still not be the case, but I'm not thinking that that's the case. That would have come out by now, I think.
Okay.
All right.
And that's not anything else worth mentioning. I think that's about it for Arrow.
China White, by the way.
China White, yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's some schism right there.
I told you it had 2 names. I told you it had
That's some schism right there, yo.
Yeah. So what else we got?
That's funny.
Oh, and there's another show I jotted down.
The Walking Dead?
Hell no.
That's funny.
Almost.
What about you, Roddy Cat? Walking Dead?
Nah. Zombied out. I can't do it.
Thank you. I did watch the season premiere though, just because everyone else was tweeting about it. I had to see what the big deal was.
It was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought it set up. I thought it set up a couple of good plot lines for the coming season. So we'll see. I did watch The Walking Dead on Sunday, so
But
we'll see how that goes. All right.
Last night was the Superheroes on PBS documentary.
Oh, how was that?
It was good. It's actually online.
Yeah, they actually put it out on DVD the same day.
Right.
And they've replayed it a couple of different times also, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet.
Is it worth getting on DVD?
I might get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
can get
hadn't.
a DVD for like 19.99 or $10 more Blu-ray for 29.99.
We'll see how much it is on
Or you can
Amazon.
just, I guess, I can find that link that I saw online for it. And it's not
And
an
like I said,
illegal. I don't think it's a legal link either.
yeah. And like I said,
Hmm.
they have replayed it a couple times since, and PBS probably every now and then will. So I would say check your listings; it might show up again if you
Good
want to go
idea.
that route.
But it
Good
was,
idea.
I mean, they covered a lot of ground. They talked about, the early days. I didn't really start tuning in until because it was a 3-hour doc. So
Hmm.
around the after the first hour, I kind of started tuning in, and they talked about like the death of Superman and uh, minorities and comics
Okay.
and
Interesting.
current stuff. They talked near the end. They talked about Civil War and so
The death of Cap.
I can't remember if they talked about the death of Cap or not. I don't think they did. But
All
yeah,
right.
so
Okay.
definitely I suggest trying to find that if you can or purchasing it on DVD or Blu-ray.
Sounds good.
Um, that's it for our long news.
Yeah. Seriously.
I have a couple
Oh,
of
what
little
do you got?
tidbits. Not nothing we don't have to really go into.
Go for it. Yeah.
See, Neil Gaiman has a digital book, or one of his Lost Tales is out digitally for free for charity.
Wow.
Let's see, Lone Wolf and Cubs creator has some writers tips.
Nice.
I can put that.
Goseki Kojima,
Um, no, what is this? Let me back up. Oh shoot, what I do?
or am I thinking is that the artist name?
Nah, that might be the artist. Kazuo Koike.
Oh
Excuse me
yeah,
if
yeah.
I
That's right.
butchered
That's
his
right. That's
name.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think Goseki Kojima is the artist. You're right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay. Kazuo
Uh,
Koike. Yeah, I got you.
yes. And I remember I mentioned last week about Bleeding Cool taking down an article about Quantum and Woody and Christopher Priest.
Oh
That
yeah, I
ended.
never.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I forgot to put that in the news.
That's all right. Yeah, it turns out that was something, and they're going that Christopher Priest is going to be doing a mini Quantum and Woody series, but it's not going to be in line with what's going on now. So it's probably going to be more along the lines of what he did in the book, I guess.
They actually said
Okay.
they say it's gonna be picking up it picks up where their old series left off. So it's
Right.
gonna be 20
Wow.
years, 20 years later, and they're gonna be not old men, but they're older and like the image they showed like Quantum has a walker, is running
Oh
with a
no,
walker.
that's funny.
So
Yeah.
that should be pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Let's see. The only other ones I have is see. Dan Didio is going to hear Whoopi Goldberg's pitch on The View, which I found amusing because apparently I guess he's going to be on The View soon for some
But she's
reason.
gonna pitch a book.
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
DC is really losing now. Where's Eclectic when I need him?
Yeah. Well, the good thing about that is that once that does happen, it'll pretty much guarantee that it'll probably never get done one way or the other, unless they risk a lawsuit or something. I don't know. But the only other thing I have real quick is that Matt Fraction has a response to a fan considering suicide.
I saw that. I saw. I was scrolling through. Was it a CBR?
Yeah.
And that's pretty. That's pretty important that he would put that
Yeah.
much time into helping somebody out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it kind of goes along to what I thought about sex criminals in a way, but I probably would still write something about that at some point because it seemed
Hmm.
a little honest, I guess, or autobiographical in some reasons. I don't know why, but that's more on that at some other time. And then there's a Chris Claremont documentary screened at Columbia University from Bleeding Cool.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to go. It doesn't. I don't know if that's gonna go, like come out anywhere. I didn't have a chance to go through the whole thing, but they were basically doing a Q&A and they talked about it. So,
Interesting.
and they asked them a few questions about other stuff, but
Interesting. They'd actually do a documentary on Claremont.
yeah. So be on the
Okay.
lookout. Maybe it'll come out somewhere.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, so we got all the news that's fit to talk about on the CBC.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
And now we fly through comic reviews because I want to be here past 11. I do want to mention
We
Boom.
did get started late though, so.
Yeah, we did get started late, like 15 minutes late. That was on me. So we finished 15 minutes early.
Let's rock. Let's go.
Uh,
Comic list. Pull
I
up the
want to
comic list.
mention Boom Studios had Imagine Agents #1. This would be where Dirt would pull up an image of it, but he's not here. But it is
Feel
the
better, Dirt.
I made it the preview image for the this blog post for this week's episode of Comic Book Chronicles. It kind of looks like a fun book, like sort of Men in Black with like I don't want to say teddy bears, but like children characters.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks kind of interesting. Art was nice. I haven't read it yet. I just kind of saw the cover and flipped through the first couple pages. It's #1 from Boom, so there you go. Dark Horse had some stuff that I haven't read. I do want to mention Brainboard #2, which I will read, and Buzzkill #2 or 4. Anyone reading anything else from Dark Horse?
Not this week.
Cool.
I don't think so. No.
Not this week.
And if I skip something you want to bring up, just let me know.
Not this week. I guess Brain Boy I'm going to try to catch up on because I like the first issue. So.
Yeah, the first issue is cool. I need to try to see if I can get Fred Van Lente to do an interview. Supposedly their Dark Horse people are available for interview.
Really?
When they send review copies out, they always say. Because they send their like review stuff out like 2 weeks early.
Okay. Yeah, they want to get that stuff. They want to get the interviews out there so that it's there contemporaneously.
Yeah, if I ever got caught up on my current reading, I could jump ahead and read early stuff, but that never happens. DC and stuff they had. I know. I just want to bring up for Animal Man 24 that Raphael Albuquerque, I think his name is the new ongoing artist on it.
Okay.
And he used to do American Vampire.
All
Scott
right.
Steiner. His art actually looked kind of nice. It kind of almost had me kind of curious about Animal Man 24, but I doubt I'll read it.
Anybody here read anything DC this week?
I read DC last week, finally. Last
I
night.
did not read anything DC this week, I don't think. I did not get to Justice League of America #8. I did not get to Green Lantern Corps or New Guardians 24 or Batman Superman #4. So I'm pretty useless on DC this week.
Hey, this might go quicker than you thought, Tim.
What's that?
I said this might go quicker than you thought, Tim.
I will say I did read a bunch of last week's DCs last night. Because I read Green Lantern 24 and Green Lantern Corps 24. So I'm caught up on Lights Out. I read Nightwing 24. I even skipped, I even read Earth 2 #16, which was James Robinson's last issue for that. I might actually start reading that going forward.
Okay.
And Detective 24. So yeah, I'm all caught up on DC just about. I think there's like maybe 2 more books I need to read from last week.
Wow.
But yeah, honestly, yeah, not DC stuff I haven't looked at yet.
That's so bad. Are we all that busy that we just can't get to our review copies? My goodness.
Yes. That's my answer. My quick answer
Yeah.
is yes.
Jeez. All right, moving on.
Dynamite.
Anybody?
Don't.
Crickets. Where are the crickets? There they are.
There they go. And excuse me,
I'm kind of curious I'm interested in King's Watch, but I have not
a
read.
friend of mine on Twitter has been saying he enjoys it. Shout out to Psychotic Dreams. I forget what your last 2 numbers on your Twitter name are, but let's see. Psychotic Dream. Just Psychotic Dreams. Okay, no number.
All right.
But I saw a couple, like 2 tweets yesterday. He was saying how he enjoyed the book King's Watch.
Cool.
Which is the crossover, well, not crossover, but teaming up of who are the characters?
It's Defenders of the Earth, so it's Flash, Gordon, Mandrake, and the Phantom. Yeah.
All right.
That's Dynamite. IDW had nothing that I want to read this week. Just double checking. Yep. Okay. Image, more stuff I haven't read.
Same here.
I did read Morning Glories 32 last night. That was last week's book. And
Are you
actually,
still into it?
it was actually 2 weeks ago because number 33 is out this week. And
You
I need
still
to
into
read.
it?
Am I into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what's going on, but it's not in a bad way where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not reading this anymore.
Sure.
I want to get into Mind the Gap, but I haven't. I tried reading one of them, and it kind of gave me that vibe of like, I don't. It's too confusing. It's too deep. Chew 37, which came out like 2 weeks ago, I still need to read. And Ghosted 4, I think, also came out at least within the last 2 weeks. Still got to read. I'm trying to think anything else on here. I will read. I think I've started trying to read Thief of Thieves, so I'll read that. And I need to go back and read 01 so I can read 1 and 2.
Are we
And,
dropping the ball as reviewers because we're just not reading enough?
Nah.
Once we get to Marvel, we'll talk about.
It's
We're
just
just
kind of an off
biased.
week. Yeah, just kind of an off week, seems like. So.
Well, I always make sure to read the Marvel stuff if I can. That's just my,
Yeah, I hate to say I'm in the same boat. Like it's
that's my
like
bread
in
and
the
butter.
time, right? In the time that I have, Wednesday and Thursday nights. That's what I'm trying to read, and then I try to get to whatever I can. The other one, the other stuff when I can.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marvel now, of course.
Marvel now.
Anyone's been reading A+X?
I had been. I didn't get to this week's issue.
Okay. Skip it. Avengers number 21. Infinity Tie-In.
This is required reading.
I
Yep.
read it. I'm trying to remember what happened in it.
Let's see.
The stuff with the It's Nyla and Captain
Yeah,
Universe.
they kind of had a big part of it, basically. The war ended up after Infinity 4, things started turning around for the worse. Well, seemed like it was going bad, and the only thing they had left in play, they kind of put in play in this one.
Well, what happened was, just to be clear,
Sure.
they actually started having success, and then the tide turned again.
Right. Right, and then they started using they're starting throwing other Hail Marys that they had going around, and then the Nahili, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
doing their part.
And then Captain Universe fought some of the
Right.
builders
Builders.
and
Mm-hmm.
what are they called? Was it builders and engineers or
Right.
Yes.
what are they called? Engineers?
I think so.
Not right.
Yeah, I just took them all as builders.
What are
Yeah,
they called?
I would throw them all under the builder category.
It's two different classes of those things.
Yeah. On a slight tangent, I'm kind of upset. Not upset, but I felt like the universe was going to come back in a slightly bigger way than it had. I'm kind of disappointed in that. I would have loved to see some. Huh? No, just any characters from, like
Starbrand.
Well, Starbrand,
Night
yeah,
Mask.
Starbrand, yeah. Well, that too, because they're around at least. But I'm thinking like Cyforce, DP7, Mercs even. I don't care. Well, okay, I do care.
Yeah, we're going Strike Force Morituri. Come on now.
Well, shit, bring them back, sure, yeah. But hey, there was an appearance of the Space Knights, by the way, in the A panel.
That was awesome. I'm so glad you brought that up. I was
The Space Knights.
cheering.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I
all
was
happy. Oh, the
cheering.
Space Knights are alive.
Agent 70 had his hands up, cheering for Space Knights that survived.
Yeah. Well, wait, was it that flash, or did they just flash back to the fact that they were fighting?
No,
That was current. They were fighting.
They said, right.
Okay.
Century 7 or 6 or whatever.
Like Alpha
Right.
Centauri 4 or something. Like the dudes with the orange mohawks, the blue skin dudes with the orange mohawks, and the archer, the
Right,
archers.
the Yondos, basically.
Exactly. So the Space Knights basically help them fight off the builders.
Right.
So they couldn't save Galador, but they were able to liberate another world, which was cool.
Yeah.
At least the Space Knights were, like they're not completely toast, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Avengers Assemble 20.
Nope, not
Didn't
here.
read it. Yeah.
I've done through it at some point. Oh, yes, I'll get to that, Dorky Kiss, don't worry.
Oh.
Yes. Actually, yeah, I'll wait till I get to the other Hickman book before.
I see it now.
Cable and X-Force number 15 I read
Go for it,
today.
Tim.
New artist on there whose name I don't recall. I want to give him a shout out though, because I was tweeting with Dennis Hopeless a couple weeks ago about the new artist on there. Just saw had a G Plus notification that someone, I guess, plused or commented on the event I created for the show, and their name was like spelled backwards or something.
Okay.
Might be spam. Who knows? So, well, I'm looking for that. Basically, they.
I'm looking for the name.
Who's the
Gerardo
guy?
Sandoval?
Yes, thank you.
Gerardo Sandoval is the artist.
And it's kind of on the manga cartoonist side, but I like that.
I was about to say, okay, you got me there.
Oh, with the artist name?
Well, no, you said it was a manga style.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, no, I like my share of anime, so.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's definitely still very American comic book quality to it. So, I see the manga influence.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Roger Cruz, who used to be an old X-Force artist. Now that I think about it. Fantastic Four 13.
I read this.
Oh,
I read this as the book hurtles towards cancellation.
Or relaunch.
Exactly, or
Oh,
relaunch.
Before you get into that, at one of I think one of the Marvel panels over the weekend, Tom Brevoort announced that he wouldn't be the editor over Fantastic Four anymore after like 13 years or something like that.
Okay.
So I guess there'll be a new editor for Fantastic Four going forward.
Yeah. So I assume at some point they're going to tie the fact that they're going to come back to Earth and FF, and the fact that 4-minute thing or whatever that was going on in the FF is going to get tied back together and end it. I assume.
I don't know what's going on in this book.
Yeah.
What's that? The FF?
Yeah, FF and or Fantastic Four.
Well, Fantastic Four. This is a little bit of a continuation of the storyline. Talking about the generating powers and hopefully getting that storyline wrapped up. But they're also leading into the final storyline, which is the Dooms. Basically Doctor Doom. Another Earth where that future Johnny Storm comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Another reality, and basically that reality is looking to take over this reality and all other realities. And the Doom in that reality has gotten super powerful. So that's the crux of the storyline.
Let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy number 7, which I did read. Actually enjoyed this issue.
Did not get to it. How was it?
Gave a slight origin story for Angela. I don't know. Sarah Pichelli could draw anything for me.
Okay.
Even like I said, it's typical Bendis, them standing around talking, sort of like interrogating her, but even that looked great.
Yeah, I haven't read any of it yet. That was going to be next.
Yeah, but and then next issue it finally ties into Infinity. Go figure. The space book, the premier Marvel space book, just now get into Infinity.
Probably because it was behind for a couple of months, so they just couldn't get it on track.
Yeah, Pichelli was sick supposedly, because she doesn't draw next issue. Whose name does? Kevin McGuire.
Yeah, she got sick right around San Diego, so if you think about it, San Diego was what, July or August? July, right?
July.
July. So if you think about it, the books that they were drawing in July have been hitting in September and October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I had some. Supposedly there was another guest artist on this one too, but I couldn't notice. I think whoever it was, drew the origin portions of the Angela story. Hawkeye number 13 is back.
I read this. This was a great issue.
What's going on in here? It's been so long since I've seen a Hawkeye book.
You want to take it? Go for it.
No. Go ahead, Roddy Cat. Go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, basically this issue takes place before the annual, before Kate left, before.
It actually takes place during.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I'm saying,
stuff.
yeah, but I mean, the start of it, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because this issue goes through pretty much, you might as well say the last 3 or 4 issues plus the annual in a way, because it starts after. So Grills is dead still, so sorry for Grill fans like me.
Yeah, man.
Who's dead?
That was sad.
Grills, yeah. So, and it kind of goes through that, and it goes through Barney, his brother coming back, and basically tying up the loose ends of the last 3 books, because all the last 3 books were pretty much point of views of other people, like Barney, like Kate, etc. And I think this is after the trouble with it actually does the funeral and Hawkeye coping with it. Not coping with it, well, him being questioned about it, and then just kind of keeps going from there. So it was a good read. I continue to do it. I missed this book, like I said on my Instagram/Tumblr post. It's been a long time.
I was happy to catch up with the characters, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
It does say a lot that you're happy to catch up with the characters, the building itself, and the tenants in it are characters too in the book. So, it was kind of nice to see what they're up to.
Yeah, he shows up, but they don't really,
I guess he went to California with Kate, right?
Kate, right. Yeah, and they showed that part from Barney's view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's such an interesting way to do a book, so it keeps me coming back.
Yeah, definitely. So pretty much, if you've read the last 3, you hadn't read. The only part you did not see was Hawkeye's point of view in this.
And here it is.
Yes.
All right, what's next?
Hunger number 404, the conclusion of that miniseries and the lead into Cataclysm.
Yeah, I read it. It didn't really do much. I mean, there was a couple of cool spreads, action spreads and splash pages, but it was a whole lot of noise signifying nothing for me.
Is it safe to say that this would be a pretty good read, trade-wise or something? Because I hadn't read any of them, but I've been collecting them. So I figured now that it's
now that it's over, you just read it, and then like Tim said, it leads right into Cataclysm.
I could say you could almost just jump straight to Cataclysm.
You could do that too, I think.
Oh, okay, that's telling.
Yeah, I mean,
you could do that too.
Nothing, unless something that happened here comes up and becomes a big point in Cataclysm, but I don't see it.
No.
Indestructible Hulk Special number 1.
Oh, I did not get to read this.
Ties into it continues the story from the all new X-Men number 1 special number 1, and I didn't read it either, so don't know what happens in this. The continuation of the Hickman mumbo jumbo. New Avengers 11.
I should have read this before Spider-Man, but I didn't.
Yes.
This was an interesting read. There's definitely mumbo jumbo stuff going on, but there's also a lot of
what all this was about. What was the purpose?
A lot of this was Thanos finding out what the Illuminati were doing and what they're up to.
Yeah, that came at the end though. Like the whole them going to the other planet and meeting the builders of that planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I see what you mean. I understood what was going on. There was definitely a lot of mumbo jumbo in this issue. I think Hickman has been saving the mumbo jumbo for this issue.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta have some exposition somewhere, so I guess
that's true. That's true.
I'm gonna have to read it.
All right, are we up to Superior? Oh, anybody?
Hulk?
Yeah, no,
Is that
Superior
next on the
Spider.
list? Yes,
Yeah,
Superior Spider-Man number 19.
we all
Wait,
read
what
this,
about
right?
Hulk Special?
Oh no, no
I
one read
brought
it.
that up.
Okay. Oh, no, I must have
No one
blanked.
read
Sorry.
it.
Did you
I
read
didn't
it?
read it.
No.
Oh, okay. None of us did.
Yeah.
Not yet. I will.
Exactly, I will too.
So Spider-Man.
So this
Superior
is the
Spider. We all read it.
end of this Spider-Man 2099 arc.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
first things
is
first,
it?
we all read this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Or is it?
Dun, dun,
Dun
dun.
dun dun.
Because of that ending,
He's
leading
still
to-
there,
yeah, he's still around.
Okay, so spoilers will be
except
discussed.
he's no longer Hispanic, maybe.
I guess. Yeah, go for it. It's because might as well go ahead and open that one
Yeah,
up.
start the dialogue.
So I'm mad I missed this when I read it initially, and Bleeding Cool had to point this out to me. Did y'all catch the hint that was given in this
Yes,
book?
yes. I didn't read the Bleeding Cool thing, but I did
You
catch
saw it?
Yes,
And my phone's
it's
ringing. So
Wait, what was the hint? Maybe I
y'all
did.
talk
the
about it.
hint. The hint is
Oh yeah,
yes. You get it now.
yes. Actually, there was a couple of on that same page that was kind of funny because if you remember, like the panel right after that, where
Mhm.
they basically show from the Last Hunt or Kraven's Last Hunt, but
Mhm.
the tombstone was kind of wrong, which I thought was kind of funny. That's probably not from anything else, but yes, you are right. That was
As soon as I saw that, I kind of had a smile on my face. You know, and you guys have heard me say on this show how many weeks, how many months have I said on this show I personally would love to stab Doc Ock. You know,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's the good part about this is that they actually make you, like I personally despise this character and I want to see him fail.
mm-hmm.
So Slott is doing a good job of that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that really kept it off the chopping block. I'm still kind of thinking about dropping it, but yeah, it was this book was kind of said, all right, it's got me for a few more issues definitely because of stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to wait for Tim to come back so that we can
Yeah.
talk some more about it. But let me see if I can get into, excuse me, some of the things I really liked. I really like that there's a couple of storylines that came to like a real end, like the Horizon storyline, even though it's still continuing.
Right.
I like that, that sort of was tied off, and that there's certain elements of the Horizon storyline that are going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
But this cushy job doesn't exist anymore. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Which you saw that coming, realistically. Right. I mean, that's been since probably 2-3 issues ago. That's kind of been leading up to.
Right.
So, yeah, he's kind of traveling that part, so which will free him up for some things.
Sure. It'll change the dynamic of the book.
Yeah.
We're still talking about Superior Spider-Man. We're just delving into more detail since we all read it.
Yeah, but I like that he basically gave us the big hint.
Yep.
And I was like,
yeah, we left off on that. Exactly, we left off on it. And I was just saying to the to Roddy Cat in the audience that when I saw that, I was kind of like doing the dance of joy. Die, die, da, die, da, die, da, 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 die. Like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I still want to stab Otto Octavius, but I was happy to see that.
Yeah. Now
I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened when the Crotons exploded, and then they brought him back, and he was screaming at somebody.
Oh right, because of the lost time and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like,
I feel like that's probably going to be addressed at some point.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be addressed. I'm like, what was it?
Yeah. Like maybe they'll throw another miniseries out there and say, "Hey, this is what happened then," or something.
Did y'all see the covers for Superior Spider-Man 25 or 26, whichever one was coming out in January? Probably both of them, I guess.
Oh, with the Hobgoblin stuff on it?
Well, no, a Venom with.
Oh yeah.
Like, octopus.
I did see that one. Yeah.
I did not see it. Interesting.
Has he become the superior Venom? Dun, dun,
Dun dun dun.
dun.
So you know, there's a couple of plot lines that are moving along. We've got Carly Cooper and was it the Wraith?
The Wraith, yes.
You know, are delving deeper into Otto Gunther Octavius. Did we ever know what his middle name was up until this issue? Because they mentioned it like 3 times. Anyone pull out their
if I
old
did, I
Marvel
never.
universe?
If
Yeah, I
I
was gonna say,
knew, I never paid attention to it.
right?
Like if you want, I'll go to my bookshelf now and pull out my like the reprints of the old Marvel universe, and I'll see. Hold on, give me a second. Now I'm curious.
Go for it. So Tim, what'd you like about this one?
Superior.
Yeah,
I like that.
outside of the hint.
Yeah, cause besides the hint, I like that Spider-Man 2099 is sticking around.
Yeah.
All right, so look,
So
check
Yeah.
out my snazzy reprint of the
Nice.
Essential Marvel Universe.
Yeah,
I've got
give
like
me one of
all the
those.
volumes.
Hold that up
Yeah,
again.
they reprinted this like 5 years ago.
Right.
You know, like in essential format. So you might still be able to find this. And if you go to a con, you probably be able to get this fairly cheap.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's look up Doctor Octopus. This is the first Marvel Universe edition. So let's see if they give his middle name. I will laugh if they do. And we just never knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is funny. Gunther. I didn't know it. Dr. Octopus. Come
Or
on,
it's like
Doctor.
Slot said, hey, let's give him a middle name.
Oh yeah.
For some stupid reason.
And supposedly something big and major is supposed to happen next issue.
Oh. See, look, it says Otto Octavius. No Gunther. No Gunther. Look, check it out, people. Otto Octavius.
So either Slot threw that in there for some odd reason, or that just never came out and that was the case, which
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
seem like it
funny.
was.
That is funny. So yeah, that was interesting. Like I said, it seemed awkward that they mentioned it like 3 times in the book. All right, enough about his stupid middle name. What else we got?
We have Uncanny X-Men number 13, Battle of the Atom crossover.
Yes.
Yeah, I also reviewed this. But this
I
was
thought there was some mumbo jumbo in this book, to tell you the truth.
well, it was mumbo jumbo. You understood.
Ah!
And actually, I forgot to bring. I hate when I forget to bring stuff up in my reviews. But I was gonna ask if you get stabbed with the soul sword, are you dead? Does that kill you? When you have the soul sword sticking from your chest through your back? Because a couple of characters had that happen to them, and I'm like, are they dead, or it's just like being stabbed by Psylocke's psychic knife or whatever?
Right, or like your soul gets sucked in or something.
Yeah, what happens?
That's a good question.
I
But
have no idea.
I call this the fighting issue because it basically was just one big fight, and they tried to send the original the evil mutants from the future, which I guess they've been deemed the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. They try to send the original X-Men back, but it doesn't exactly work. And we're given kind of a quick explanation of why that might be. Yeah, Cyclops trying to be a hero, leading the.
Why might that be? You want to spoil it?
Can I do it without looking? Oh, basically because the original X-Men have been here so long that they've like created a whole nother time stream or something like that.
Oi.
Okay.
I did read that.
Yeah, according to Dork Geekus, the soul sword doesn't kill. It only hurts magic. It doesn't kill non-magic creatures. It only hurts magic.
Oh, okay.
So what does it do if you get stabbed with it?
Right.
It hurts a lot.
Well.
I guess so. Oh yeah, and there was like teasers of like supposedly Magic dies in the future and she kills herself or something because future Jean was teasing her. So it was like,
Right.
go ahead and kill yourself.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that panel.
You've already done it once, or you do it, it's gonna happen, or something or another.
Dork
Yeah.
Geekus brings up a good point. Maybe the Phoenix Force broke Ileana's soul sword.
Oh, yeah, because her power was supposed to have been all out of
Wait.
whack. But
That
they
can
dealt with
happen.
that, I thought, with she being possessed. I thought.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hmm. So Tim, you kind of answered this to Dork Geek is Battle Atom a good enough read to go through?
I'm a X-Men fan,
I
so of
know, I
course I
know.
like it.
Of
As long
course.
as long as the ending gives us something,
Mm,
I will say that.
okay.
And I will say I never read Bendis' Avengers stuff,
Hmm.
but I knew his reputation of just being the dialogue man, and I, my older brother Adam Black, he would collect all the various Avengers books, so I kind of flipped through them when I'd be at his house, and
Mm.
it just seemed like nothing really happened in the books. There was never any action or fighting, but I will say I've been, I'm enjoying the hell out of his all new X-Men. That might be one of my favorite Marvel books right now. It's between that and Superior Spider-Man, and that probably gives Superior the nod.
Hmm. Potential click of the week then.
Superior would be my click of the week
Okay, well,
of stuff I've read.
there you go.
Hmm.
And he
Yeah.
answered us, I believe, didn't he?
Who's that?
Uh, Dorkikus.
Hmm?
He says,
Oh.
the source art. Normally, it does nothing, but a writer that ignores continuity is behind the helm.
That's
And
fun.
also, he says, lame, the time variance authority is useless.
Oh, is that what the TVA was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a big time variance authority fan, and he's mad that with all this time travel stuff going on that they're not being used. But they are going to be in Superior Spider-Man team up, I believe.
Now that you're
Lord.
bringing that up, you're right. I didn't. That should have happened by now.
What?
The TVA should
Come on,
have.
it's a you know what it is, right? It's the
What's that?
sequestration and the government shutdown. That's why the TVA is not involved.
Nice.
Okay. And
Okay.
that should do it for Marvel this week.
Yeah. Anything from Valiant
They
or
had books, but I haven't got to them yet because I'm still catching up.
no?
I will say they had Exo Manowar 18 and Bloodshot and Hardcore number 15. And I finally read number 14 earlier this week. So I'm about caught up with that.
That letter 44 book from Oni got a little bit of press.
Yes, that was uh, Dirt did pass that along that would be his click of the week.
Which
So it
book?
was
Letter 44.
Okay, from Oni Press. Okay,
Yeah.
letter 44, number one. It was selling for $1.
Yeah, and it sold out its run, so you can still get it on Comixology
Nice.
or whatnot. So and I don't know if they're gonna do any other run. The premise seems pretty nice. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Oh, this is Charles Soule.
Yeah.
Oh, he wrote it.
Yeah, nice, interesting, interesting. Now I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. So that
Cool.
aside,
All right. So, we doing clicks of the week?
Um,
well,
yeah, I
let's.
gave mine Superior Spider-Man number 19. We spoiled it
All right.
already, but it is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we spoiled it. Come on,
Eh,
late spoiler alert there. We spoiled the whole damn thing because we all wanted to talk about it.
yeah.
So, I want to select that issue as well, but I actually had a lot of fun this week reading. What's going to be my pick since I read so few books? Let's say Hawkeye 13. Hawkeye 13 is my click of the week.
And once again, I'm with you on that one because
Okay.
that's my book. So
Oh, so apparently I need to
Nice.
go ahead and read this quickly.
Nice.
We need to start asking our the people watching live what their click of the week is also.
Yes.
Or
definitely.
if you want to submit earlier in the week before the show and let us know.
Sure. Or even during the show. Like I said, hashtag Comic Book Chronicles with your click of the week, and we'll put it on the air.
All right. Radicat, did you give yours or did I miss that?
Yeah, I said it was Hawkeye 13.
Oh yeah, both of you said Hawkeye. That's
Yeah.
right. And let me check my notifications here, make sure no one else has said anything. Oh, cool. That was Variant
Dork
Dash.
Geeky, Dork Geekas, if you're still listening, go ahead and put yours out there, man.
We shall wait.
We're still under Tim's
Yeah, we're
curfew
under my
here.
time limit.
Yeah.
We got
And I
time to
see
burn.
he did answer my question about Battle of the Atom. He's like, I assume that's what he's talking about anyway. The series doesn't make any sense, and the
Oh.
villain's motivation is
I was wondering
virtually
what the
Motivation,
argument was
yeah.
for.
yeah. So,
But there
What
are
are
no
the-
villains in this. In
We don't know what the
Battle of Atom, really.
yeah, exactly. What is the villain's motivation? Supposedly it has something to do with what happens to Dazzler in the future, but
But
why
they're
would
not
that-
really villains if you think about it.
Why
you know
would
what
that
I
be
mean?
caused by the? Why would that be caused by the past X-Men being in the present? How do
I
they
don't know.
cause her being dead?
I don't know.
I'm at this point, I'm still going with my Kang theory.
I do like that theory though. I hadn't thought of that because he's
Yeah.
mostly been in Uncanny.
See, it makes sense, which is probably why it's not going to happen. But just like I said, then it's a convenient out for them, even if they kind of write themselves out, can't write themselves into it properly. Like, or as I said, a stick the landing, because sure, you
And
got
they-
some time stuff going on. It's going to be Kang. Why not?
And they have been making a big deal about, well, like we've been saying, they've supposedly it's a big deal that they go back, but we're not given the why.
Right.
So I guess
we
the
have a
story.
response. Sorry.
He said he hasn't read anything this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're here for, to read for you when we actually get to the stuff in time. See, the
So
problem is the
we-
show actually needs to be like on a Friday to give.
Oh,
time to read
boo.
stuff. Well, I'm not moving it. I'm just stating the
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah.
Stuff comes out
you know,
Wednesday, and if we do a show Thursday,
Yeah. Like I think we said it before, there's no real written rule that it has to be, within the day of the book's coming out or something. So
we could talk about old
Yeah.
stuff, which we can do 2 weeks.
yeah, I was about to say the next week's last week's click of the week, I'm sure will be something interesting.
I was gonna say
See,
like
what
next
comes-
week we're gonna have to pick one for each week.
We can do that. Hopefully, I remember.
I will remember.
Let's see.
We
Let me
just
see
have
what
two
come out
lists.
next week.
We'll try to condense the review
have
section next
Marvel?
week too, if we're gonna have a lot of things to talk about. I mean, 2 weeks from now.
Or do 2 shows.
Ah, we barely have the energy to do one.
Yeah. Oh wait,
So let's
Betty and
see.
Veronica's ending. I'm just throwing that out there because there might be some Archie book readers. I saw that happening. I mean, there's still millions of Archie books still out there, so
Wow, Betty and Veronica ending.
yeah.
Let's see here. What do we have here next week?
Yeah, I'm looking at
Aquaman, all like some mainstream
Ooh,
DC
Aquaman's
stuff.
back. I need to
Yeah.
read their-
Management.
I need to read their
Justice
Villains
League.
month stuff.
What's out for Marvel next week?
Wait, is Green Team ending? I thought I saw
Oh, yeah,
something
it
on
is.
that.
Yeah, Green Team's
Oh,
ending.
too bad. So
I haven't-
sad.
I have
The
no
only
idea
first
what
two
to do.
issues were good, though. It fell off a cliff to me.
No kidding.
Oh, they're finally bringing that DC versus the Masters of the Universe book back. I had
Ooh.
started thinking that was a one shot by now.
Yeah.
Didn't that come out this week?
No, that's next week.
He-Man came out this week.
Yeah.
Dirt would have talked about that this week.
We're
He's
Atlantis,
enjoying that
Superman,
series.
Talon, Teen
There's a
Titans.
Samurai Jack book.
Oh
coming out
yes,
next
I'm in
week
the
Huh.
yeah.
from
everyone-
IDW. That's kind of
anyone-
cool.
Anyone that's interested in sort of learning how comic creators think should follow Jim Zub on Twitter.
Okay.
He gives like great advice of like
Oh,
the
sweet.
industry, and he has a website, jimzub.com, I believe, where he has like all these articles about like recently he's been talking about budgeting for comics, and he gives like examples of how he's done it for his independent books. But
Oh, wait, that's
yeah,
it.
he's gonna be the writer on Samurai Jack for IDW, and he's done Skull Kickers for Image. Seems like a cool guy.
I
Cool.
think I might have retweeted that a couple of days ago from at News Nerds Need, so I can put that out there at once. Because I do remember seeing an article that somebody was talking about that, so I need to go ahead and follow him.
Oh, and I want to mention it came out this week, but I haven't read it yet. But I will, when I read it, I will review it. Um, the Kickstarter comic that Greg Pak was doing, it's out today.
What was that, Monkey something?
Code Monkey Saves World #1.
It was out this week?
Yeah,
it came
I
out this
saw
week.
that.
Oh,
I've got a
I gotta
review
try to
copy.
pick that up.
Yeah, I got a review copy from him personally.
Excellent.
When I
Nice.
say personal, I mean he was tweeted, "Hey, who wants a review copy?" I do. He actually, I'm on his mailing list because he sent me the eight preview pages for it, which I posted on theclicknation.com.
I think at last year's New York Comic Con, I may have gotten something for free for Code Monkey Saves World from Greg Pak, because I talked to him for a while.
The art in it is nice, and just from the 8 pages I read, it's kind of humorous too.
Mhm.
It's like this monkey working in his office, and there's a cute girl he likes, and then some robots bust through, and it's kind of
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna try to read that this weekend and put a review up at least by Sunday.
Excellent.
I will say
Wow,
this.
next week is a big Marvel week.
I was gonna say it's going to be a fairly decent week for Fraction fans and/or Image. Well, Fraction fans, I guess, in this case.
Yeah.
Fraction.
DC's still got Justice League out next week.
IDW's got a bunch of stuff. Oh, and
Uncanny Avengers out next week.
Ooh,
Wolverine and the
okay.
X-Men, I guess more Battle of the Atom stuff.
There's been Infinity the Hunt, which I'm not going to go into right now.
Oh, Pretty Deadly comes out next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Velvet's coming out. Brubaker's book. I'm kind of
Ooh.
curious about that one.
Damn, I got
Daredevil's coming out next week. There's two
Image reviews out.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Infinity stuff out next week, but there's a lot of other stuff. Interesting.
The All New
Okay.
X-Men's a variant cover. Or a
Sex
reprint.
Criminals #2. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like #1. I
Yeah,
meant to
that
review
was
it
great.
too. I just never got around to it.
Ultimate Comics Spidey's out next week too.
Ooh. Oh, the Iron Man finale of the Secret Origin.
Finally. 17
Nova.
issues in.
Nova,
You
Savage.
hear the
Wolverine.
venom on my, dripping
Did y'all
from my
Oh, good
voice.
question. Did y'all like that Savage Wolverine? Beginning of the Jock Savage Wolverine.
I didn't read it.
Never
I thought
read
it was-
any of it.
It was supposedly he's some big guy in comics, but I was just like, oh, it's
Yeah, he is a favorite, I hear. So, Young Adventures 11 next week. So,
Pure Carnage, Spider-Man team up.
hopefully by next time we meet, I will be caught up on the Uncanny Avengers.
Ooh, someone's supposed to die next issue, right?
I guess
think
so.
so.
It was coming, I know.
Oh, and then Wolverine and X-Men. Of course, Battle of the Atom's gonna be over in what, 2 weeks?
Wow. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Because Wolverine and X-Men, then it goes to X-Men, I think, and then the
The
Battle of the
bookend
Atom
book.
#2
Yeah.
bookend, and Young Avengers. Okay, so
So,
yeah,
But we're definitely going to have a nice pile of things to talk about in 2 weeks.
Copious amounts of notes will be made.
Yeah, same here. I'm going to have to actually type notes. Like I need to make time to type out notes this, for 2 weeks from now.
if Image would be a buddy and put their review stuff out there a day before, and not like the night before, late Tuesday night, I could read some of their stuff ahead of the time before the show.
Come on, buddy, all up in the face. Come on.
Come on, Image.
I feel like
Got some #1s to read.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like with at least Velvet and Pretty Deadly, they're probably going to be on the stick on those ones. At least.
They can be on the what?
On the stick, meaning they're going to probably push those.
Oh yeah,
And Satellite Sam #4 is coming out, looks like. Wow, wait.
that's your book, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got onto that one, so we'll see what this one brings.
Gotcha. All right, cool, man. Looks like we're going into the off week. We have a bye week this
So
week.
bye week.
Yeah.
We're going into the bye week.
Bye week to get caught up.
That's right. I think we should all try to get caught up.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my goal.
Yeah, that's a nice little project. I agree with that. I think that's going to be the goal for the bye week.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone for tuning in live tonight.
Yes.
If you did, aka
Yes,
Dork
thank
Geekus.
you.
And Dirt, if you were watching at home, I'm not sure if you were. But
Shout out to Classic Materia.
rest in peace.
No, he's still
Oh,
out
man.
there
I
kicking
heard
and screaming.
today might have been his birthday,
Yes, happy
So,
birthday, Classic Materia.
and I saw him tweet somebody today. So he is alive, even though he's dead.
I see his Raptors tweets on every now and then, so I know he's around.
Yeah.
He's out there.
Oh, Dork Geek says Battling Boy, which I still need to check that out. He said he's still enjoying it. So
He's the big battling boy.
Yep. He's pushing that. You get a commission for that, Dork Geekus?
Jim Zub just tweeted paint backgrounds like in Samurai Jack, and he's got a link and some stuff up.
Okay.
And questions, people. Send us questions.
Yes. And clicks of the week. Your own personal clicks of the week so that we can talk about them.
Feel
And
free
make
to
fun
use
of
the
you
hashtag
on the air.
Feel free to use the hashtag Comic Book Chronicles or send the email to theclicknation@gmail.com. We'll read it on the air.
There you go.
So follow us on our Twitter accounts. I'm at TimDOGG98 and at TheClickNation. Agent 70 is at Agent_70. Roddy Cat is at RoddyCat. RODDYKAT.
And at News Nerds Need, follow that. I tweet a lot of comic and tech and film, well, less film stuff now, but all that stuff gets tweeted out.
And follow Dirt, who isn't here, at PCN_Dirt, and also go to popculturenetwork.com, which is his website. Plenty of good things on there. He has podcast shows of his own. He has comic book reviews too, and a whole load of stuff.
Excellent.
So we will see you again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, people. We are on a bye week.
2 weeks.
And we are the Comic Book Chronicles, and we are signing off.